Tiger Fat, collected by Walter Jekyll, told by Jan Blake. Once upon a time, it was a blazing hot day in Jamaica, and Brother Anansi decided that he wanted to go swimming. And he went to visit his friend, Brother Tiger. He said, Brother Tiger, you don't want to come swim with me? Brother Tiger said, Anansi, I don't want to do anything with you. You're too tricky and you're too greedy. Anansi said, man, we're going swimming. What can I do that is tricky and greedy in the water? Come on, man. Let us go and swim. It was a hot day. And Brother Tiger was sweating. And he said, all right, all right. So he and Brother Anansi, they set off to Blue Hole. Blue Hole was a very deep piece of water under a canopy of beautiful broadleaf trees, which meant that the water was very, very cool. When they arrived at Blue Hole, Brett Tiger was about to dive straight into the water when Anansi said, Brett Tiger, you cannot dive into the water with all of that fur. You'll sink like a stone and drown. What do you want me to do? Said Brett Tiger. I'm a tiger. I have fur. Take off your fur, said Brett Anansi. Take off my fur? Don't be ridiculous. Take off your fur, Brett Tiger, said Brett Anansi. Otherwise you will sink like a stone and drown, and then I will cry. All right, anything for your peaceful life, said Brett Tiger. And Brett Tiger, he took off his skin. He folded his skin up, left it to one side, and was about to dive in the water when Anansi said, Brett Tiger, you cannot dive into the water with all of that fat. You will sink like a stone and drown. Listen, said Brett Tiger. I am hot. I want to swim. I know, said Brett Anansi. But if you go into the water with all of that fat is the heaviest part of you, you know. If you go into the water with all of that fat, you will sink like a stone and drown, and I will cry. All right, said Brett Tiger. Anything for a quiet life. Brett Tiger found a calabash bowl and he took all the fat off his skin and put it in the calabash bowl. And then he warned Anansi. He said, Anansi, I know you, you are very, very greedy. Do not eat my fat. Eat your fat, said Anansi. I would never do a thing like that. In fact, look at this. And he took 2 big banana leaves and he covered the calabash bowl. See, I am protecting your fat. I will fan away the flies. You go and swim. And after you have swum, I will take my turn. Go on, Brett Tiger. Brett Tiger dived into the water and it was cool without all that fur. It was cool without all that fat, but every so often he would poke his head out of the water and he would say, I'm watching you, Anansi, I'm watching you. And Anansi said, man, you need to relax, man. Enjoy the water, swim. After a while, Brett Tiger, he became very relaxed and he dived down, down, down. Meanwhile, Anansi's belly was making this noise. Crop, 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 crop. He was hungry. He knocked off the 2 banana leaves and he looked at Brett Tiger's fat. He said, I wonder how Brett Tiger fat tastes. And he dipped in 1 finger. Needs seasoning. Anansi always carried Caribbean all-purpose seasoning, which he dashed into Brett Tiger's fat. He took a stick, he stirred it up and, that tastes good, he said. I'll just dip in 2 finger, just 2 finger. 3 finger. 4 finger. And before he could stop himself, Brett Anansi had eaten all of Brett Tiger's fat. What am I going to do, said Anansi. What am I going to do? If Brett Tiger comes back and finds me sitting here without his fat, he's going to tear me limb from 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 limb. Because you know that Anansi is also a spider, right? Anansi said, I have to come up with a plan. And he ran away from Blue Hole and he went home and he thought and he thought and he came up with an idea. He had a shower, he put on his best clothes, his best shoes, his top hat, he took his silver-headed cane and he set off for Big Monkey Town. When he got to Big Monkey Town, he knocked on the door. Kum, 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 kum. The big monkey at the door said, yes. He said, is Anansi, make me come in. Anansi was given entrance to Big Monkey Town. All the big monkeys surrounded him. They said, what do you want? And he said, well, I'm just coming from an all-night party. And at the all-night party, they were singing a song. And I said to myself, the big monkeys, they love to sing. So I came in to teach you the song. Stop, said the chief of the big monkeys. You know what we see when we see you, Anansi? We see trouble. We know you are trying to bring trouble to our door. Leave. And the door was closed on Anansi. Cha, said Anansi. I got to play this trick on somebody. I know, he said. If you cannot trick a big monkey, you can trick a little monkey. And Anansi went to Little Monkey Town. Come, 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 come. The door was opened by the monkey on the door. And when he saw Anansi, he said, yeah, it's Anansi. because you know that little monkeys are just as tricky as Anansi. Come in, they said, come in, come in, come in. And so Anansi went inside. They said, what do you want, Anansi? Who you tricked today? He said, I didn't trick anybody. I came from an all-night party and I heard they were singing a song. And I said to myself, the little monkeys like to sing a song, so I came to sing it for you. Sing it, sing it, sing it, they said. So Anansi began to sing. Yesterday this time, me da nyam tiger fat. 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 Which means yesterday at this time, I was eating tiger's fat. The little monkey said, yes, yes, we love it, we love it. And Nancy said, you want to learn the song? They said, yes, we want to learn, we want to learn. And Nancy said, you know something? I don't think you're intelligent enough to learn this song. It's very complicated. No, they said, we want to learn. Do we want to learn? Yes, we want to learn. We want to learn. All right, said Anansi, since you insist. And he taught them how to sing. Yesterday this time, me da nyam tiger fat. 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 The monkeys loved the song. They sang the song in the trees. They danced around and they sang, yesterday this time, me da nyam tiger fat. As they were singing, Anansi left Big Monkey Town, ran home, took off his clothes, put on the clothes he was wearing before he went swimming, and ran back to Blue Hole. But Anansi had not reckoned on how angry Brett Tiger would be. Brett Tiger had come out of the water, couldn't find Anansi, couldn't find his fat, and had to put on his fur without the fat. And it was the fat that made him look nice and sleek. But now it looked like he was wearing clothes that were far too big for him. Everything was baggy and saggy. And so when Anansi came running towards him, Tiger was ready to tear him, limb from 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 limb. And Anansi said, Brett Tiger, I know you're angry. He said, angry? Angry? I'm not angry. I'm vexed. Where is my fat? He said, Brett Tiger, you know, I fell asleep under this banana tree for 5 minutes. And when I woke up, your fat was gone. Gone? Gone where? He said, well, I followed the drip, 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 drip of your fat. And you know where it led me? Little Monkey Town. You mean to tell me little monkeys came here and stole my fat? Yes, said Anansi. Yes, the little monkeys came here and stole your fat. Anansi, you're a lying tongue. That's what you are, a lying tongue. He said, it's true. If you don't believe me, come with me. Because when I went to Little Monkey Town, I heard them singing a song about how they had eaten your fat. I don't believe it, said Tiger. I don't believe it. Come now and hear for yourself, said Anansi. So Anansi took Brett Tiger to Little Monkey Town. And what did Brett Tiger hear? Yesterday this time, me da nyam tiger fat. 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 Are you going to stand for that? Said Anansi. They came, ate your fat, and now they're singing about it. Are you going to stand for that? Brett Tiger said, no, I'm not. And Brett Tiger kicked in the door to Little Monkey Town. The monkey started to scatter, but Tiger was fast. He caught one and he threw it that way, another one, he threw it the other way, and Anansi was sitting up on a stone saying, yes, that was the one who ate the most fat. Hit him, hit him, hit him. One of the little monkeys escaped and went to find their cousins. And you know who their cousins were? That's right, the big monkeys. The big monkeys came like an army. And they stood in the doorway of Little Monkey Town, watching Brett Tiger, throwing monkeys this way and that way and this way. One of the big monkeys grabbed Brett Tiger by the loose fur and wheeled him around and around and threw him over all the houses, over Monkey Town, over Human Town, until he landed in the forest, which is why from that day to this day, tigers do not live near any other creatures. And then the big monkeys started to head towards Anansi. And when Anansi saw them coming, he turned himself into the tiny Anansi spider. And he hid himself in the long grass. And since that day, spiders have been in the long grass, in the corners of buildings. And you know why? They're hiding from the big monkeys. Jack Mandora said it, not me.